Well, good evening everybody and welcome to this live audio commentary this evening from Italy as Serie A begins to wind down for yet another season as we travel to the Stadio Diego Maradona as Napoli host Bologna this evening. As in many ways not a huge amount on this game tonight. Of course Napoli will be looking to extend their lead over third place Juventus to 5 points and really get themselves booked into the Champions League for next season. They'll all be done for that, just mathematical incidentals as to why that wouldn't be confirmed. It's near as damn it there if they were to win. Bologna on the other hand sit 10th in Serie A this season. A little bit of a disappointing season for Vincenzo Italiano's side, as the recent years have set quite high standards for themselves. But they'll be looking for something to cheer about this evening as they take on a tough game here in Naples. And as the two teams are getting themselves ready to come out onto the field of play tonight, let me just bring you some very quick bit of team news from both camps. Starting, of course, with the hosts Napoli, led by Antonio Conte this evening, as he's going for a typical Conte as well, a 3-4-2-1 formation with Anja, Milinkovic-Savic in goal, a back three of Giovanni Di Lorenzo, Amir Rahmani and Alessandro Buongiorno, midfield four of Matteo Politano and Stanislav Lobotka, with Scott McTominay and Miguel Gutierrez also making up the midfield three, as Giovanni, Alisson Santos and Rasmus Højlund make up the attack this evening. As for Vincenzo Italiano's Bologna, who's a 4-2-3-1 formation with Massimo Pessina starting in goal, a back four of João Mario, Ivins Fausk Helland and John Lukumi, with Juan Miranda making up the back four this evening for Bologna. Remo Freuler and Tommaso Pobega are the two in front of the back four, with Federico Bernardeschi, Lewis Ferguson, Riccardo Orsolini behind Santiago Castro this evening. So plenty of attacking threat there for Bologna, and as I say, it has been a difficult campaign for them, so a win here tonight would be certainly something to cherish. We've actually played each other 3-2 already this season, Napoli and Bologna. This will be the third encounter between the two sides tonight this season, and we've had a win each, so maybe, just maybe, we drew a draw tonight to complete the set. But back in the league earlier on in the season in November, Bologna beat Napoli by 2-0, goals by Pais Dalinga and John Lukumi was enough to oust Napoli on that night, whereas Napoli themselves won 2-0 in the King Saud University Stadium in the Super Cup final in Saudi Arabia just before Christmas. David Neres getting a brace on that night. David Neres not available tonight, he is actually injured still, so he has been ruled out, as has Romelu Lukaku and captain Giovanni Di Lorenzo, who is back in the side this evening. But the teams will be looking forward to that. Kevin De Bruyne is missing as well tonight, so it's a bit of a disappointment for Antonio Conte's side. But I guess we're getting into that period of the season, aren't we, where when it's a World Cup year, a European Championship year, players are mindful. They don't want to get injured. They don't want to miss out on what could be the experience of a lifetime, particularly with the World Cup. Of course, they are no more than a special occasion And you can imagine Kevin De Bruyne as well. He's at that age. He probably hasn't got another World Cup left. So he probably is the last one for him. So the last thing he'll want is to get injured. As Belgium, of course, will be looking to do something in the competition, but they don't always do it. Similar to, I guess, but there we go. Referee tonight is Marco Inicini. That's a card. As Marco Inicini gives an average 4.6 yellow cards a game. So that's a little stat for you to bear in mind. So on average 5 cards a game. And Bologna themselves are among the leaders in the league for red cards this season. 6 red cards. So could be feisty, could be fiery. We're all set to go here in Naples. Bologna in their white strip, shooting from left to right, will take kick-off. Napoli, of course, in their iconic sky blue. As Marco Piccinini sounds his whistle. We're on the way here at the Diego Maradona Stadium in Naples. Long ball goes down the field. It's been hushed out on this near side by João Mario, and it will be a throw-in to Bologna, but there's an early injury here. It was the head of Alisson Santos in a duel in the air with Riccardo Orsolini. So he may just... well, hopefully he's alright. He's back on his feet, Alisson Santos. He could rather take a whack to the head, as we look like we are going to be finally getting underway again here, as the throw-in's given away straight away by Bologna. Højlund did really well to hold it up. He's laid it off and laid it back though to Buongiorno, who is the centre-back partnership Rahmani, and a long ball eventually towards Højlund is easily dealt with by Lucchini. He goes back to Hessina in the Bologna goal. It's all a bit frantic at the moment, not a settled start at all for this game, as Lucchini helps it across to Juan Miranda. Juan Miranda goes back there to the goalkeeper Massimo Pesida. Sweeps it out to Ivan Faust-Kelland. Long ball towards Sandro Castro, but couldn't quite hold it. And Napoli have got the ball back again here with Scott McTominay. It's gone out wide to Matteo Politano. Giovanni trying to take on Juan Miranda, but not going to beat him in that situation. Good defending by the Bologna man. Here goes Pobega. Driving forward now for Bologna. All into the boxes, Castro. It's not the greatest ball to him and not the greatest touch in the world by the Bologna man. He is forced back to Federico Bernardeschi. Here goes Remo Freuler. Across to Faust-Kelland. João Mario. Riccardo Orsolini. What a player he's been for Bologna. Been there for so many years. A loyal servant to the away side. As Bologna now just having a spell of controlled possession in their own half. As Napoli trying to put them under pressure, and then Milinkovic-Savic has come out and conceded a throw-in. Bologna will have midway through the Napoli half, but they've decided to throw the ball back though. As Freuler goes out to Bernardeschi. There's Remo Freuler. Across to Faust-Kelland. Into the middle is Riccardo Orsolini. Lovely touches by him. Here goes Pobega. Across to Bernardeschi. Here goes Freuler. Miranda. It's a good start by Bologna here. It's of course never an easy place to come. Coming out to Naples, they've only lost once in their last 28 home matches here in Napoli. It is a fortress coming to Naples, never an easy away fixture. as well. Bernardeschi there showed good feet and then decided to pull the trigger from about 35 yards out, and the ball just ballooned high wide and hopelessly over the crossbar, and it has gone behind for a Napoli goal kick as Vincenzo Italiano on the touchline. Be pretty encouraged by what he's seen here in the opening exchanges from his side. They have been very positive as Højlund here is chasing a long ball forward by Milinkovic-Savic. He's done really well, the Danish international. Here goes Gutierrez. Lovely play by Alisson Santos into the penalty area. Alisson Santos, super defending though by Faust Helland, getting back at the Napoli winger, getting the ball back and retaining possession for his side, but Scott McTominay has been able to retrieve it pretty quickly for Napoli. Here goes Giovanni Di Lorenzo out to Politano on the far side. Lobotka in towards McTominay. Tidy again by Napoli. Alisson Santos enjoying a spell of possession of their own here, the home side. Not sure Antonio Conte would have been too pleased with the fact that they struggled to get the ball in the opening couple of moments, but having a spell here, but they have conceded possession, and Bologna will persist to play it up for the back again. It was only last season they were in Europe, Bologna. It's just the standards they set for themselves. So a mid-table finish this campaign does feel slightly underwhelming and disappointing, but they have in many respects overachieved in recent years as they pitch the ball back at the halfway line now. Popega's coming forward for Bologna, out to Bernardeschi. He tries to cross it, but it's been cut out there by Rabani. And here come Napoli on the break. Here's Giovanni Di Lorenzo. Goes inside to Giovanni. Neat and tidy. Slick football by Napoli. Rasmus Højlund thinking about making a run. Alisson Sanchez now getting involved and goes into the penalty area. Alisson Sanchez gets on his right foot, shoots, and it's really well blocked there by Jean Lacoubi. Napoli still got it, keep the ball alive. Crossed into the box by Gutierrez. It's been headed out well though by Faust Helland, and Bologna have got it back and can now spring a counter-attack of their own. But just as it looked like they were going to spring a counter-attack, it's almost as though Federico Bernardeschi had second thoughts about that one and decided just to keep the ball for the away sides. As Remo Freuler has got it here on the halfway line. Nice play, playing it back to Jean Lacoubi. Lacoubi across to Ivan Faust-Helland. Put under pressure by Højlund. With Scandinavians going up against each other there. As Massimo Pessina gets more touches, the Bologna goalkeeper. Decides to go long, searching ball for Bernardeschi. How about that for a touch by Bernardeschi? It's actually really good defending back there by Matteo Politano. Did really, really well just to get his body in front of Bernardeschi, and he bought it. Bernardeschi, he bought the bait, and he gave away a free kick, and it just took the pressure off Napoli there, because it did look for a moment as though Bologna could have been in for a goal-scoring opportunity. Scott McTominay's got it 25 yards from goal. Politano back to Di Lorenzo, moved forward, and here goes Rasmus Højlund on halfway, brings Alisson Santos into play. Alisson Santos driving forward now for Napoli, looking for the options. Gutierrez on the outside. No, he slipped over. How about that? That's a disappointment from a Napoli perspective. Alisson Sanchez just rolling it across the Gutierrez. He just slipped at the vital moment, and the ball rolls out for a goal kick to Bologna. He's got a grin on his face, Miguel Gutierrez, as he gets back up to his feet, but I think he was the only one in light blue who was smiling. So he felt as though that was a really good opportunity to maybe get the opening goal in this contest. As Pessina takes the goal kick short to Lacoubi. Miranda goes down the line to Bernardeschi. Bernardeschi looking at the options ahead. He sweeps a beautiful ball across here to João Mario, who's in all sorts of space and can carry it forward here for Bologna. Here goes Pobega into the feet of Bernardeschi once more. What options here in front of him? Bernardeschi carries it forward. He goes up wide to the far side. Bernardeschi's in the penalty area. Shoots! Oh, how about that for a goal? Oh, Federico Bernardeschi has scored an absolute stunner here. Inside 10 minutes to silence the Stadio Diego Maradona and give Bologna the lead inside the opening exchanges. And how about that? That wasn't on the script. Napoli 0, Bologna 1. It's a lovely break. Good ball into midfield, picked up by Bernardeschi originally. He goes wide to Miranda, gives it back to him. He's not really under any pressure when he picks up the ball. I think the Napoli players were like, go on, Ed, shoot. The angle's not on your favour, but he struck it like a missile as it flew into the top corner. Milinkovic-Savic didn't actually move. And Bernardeschi, well, he would have enjoyed that one, you know. It was an absolute rocket. And it's not a full stadium tonight. And the Napoli fans who are here, I think, will be a little bit shell-shocked from what they've just seen. As the kick now can be retaken. Or kick-off, I should say. As the players just getting themselves set, and we are now back underway once more. As the ball ends up going all the way back to Milinkovic-Savic. In the Napoli goal, he goes long. It's well dealt with at the back though by Ikumi. Ikumi's now got it and can come forward for Bologna. There goes Riccardo Orsolini. Orsolini going back. It's a really good start by the away side here. It really is. A really positive start by a team who have, in all honesty, nothing on the line tonight. I mean, as far as Napoli are concerned, there's not a huge amount on the line for them, in all honesty. However, it is something that they'll need to be mindful of in terms of qualifying for the Champions League, as the ball comes out to Orsolini on this near side. Orsolini into the penalty area, cuts inside Riccardo Orsolini. Neat and tidy play. It's come out though to hit. Oh, it's a good effort. Oh, it's hit the bar. Oh my word, Juan Miranda hit the shot in the swivel. And he's hit the crossbar. And Napoli have got to be careful here, or else the game will get away from them if they're not careful. And a free kick's been won at the back there by McTominay. But goodness gracious me, what a lovely swivel and hit by Juan Miranda. It actually hits the crossing of the post and the bar. It's like the postage stamp area. Chance though for Napoli straight down the other end. Inside, good effort on goal. Oh, and it was a good strike, but it was straight at the goalkeeper. It was Giovanni who wriggled his way into a dangerous position. He just couldn't quite generate the accuracy or power to beat Pessina in the Bologna goal, and he was able to keep it to 1-0 Napoli. So a nervy moment for Bologna. They've worked so hard to get themselves in front. They don't want to throw it away. As Napoli now come forward, but Tomine goes short to Lobotka. Here goes Gutierrez. Alisson Santos for Napoli into the box. Santos shoots, but well, it is saved by Pessina. He let it spill out though, and Faust Helland had to come and deal with that. It was a bit messy from a Bologna perspective. Not great at all, in all honesty, but there you go. As free kick has actually been given. A throw-in, sorry, has been given on this near side to Bologna as the ball goes long towards Castro. It's well picked up in the air by Ramani, and Buongiorno can get a few touches now as well. Di Lorenzo goes out to Politano. Nice play by Di Lorenzo once more. Lobotka. Gutierrez goes back to Milinkovic-Savic. Buongiorno plays that pass as well. A good ball into the feet of Højlund, who's gone down, and the referee's given a free kick. Well, he's bought that one. Haaland's not happy about it, but it is soft. But from a Rasmus Højlund perspective, a big part of his role in the team, really. Obviously, not just to score goals, but to be that physical presence, to hold the ball up, win free kicks up down the halfway line, take the pressure off your team, as he's now running the channels here. Rasmus Højlund lays it off to Alisson Santos, goes infield to Lobotka. Here's Buongiorno, lovely passing in tight areas by Napoli. As Gutierrez goes back to Buongiorno. Ramani looking at the options ahead of him. McTominay now going back to Milinkovic-Savic as quarter of an hour has gone here in the Stadio Diego Maradona, and it is Napoli 0, Bologna 1. That goal by Federico Bernardeschi, an absolute rocket, it really was. There's a long ball towards Højlund, who's been intercepted by Haaland. Good from him. Here goes Lukubi. Freuler, the Swiss international, thought about going forward, but instead goes back to Haaland. There's Lukumi. Him and Haaland got themselves mixed up there. One went one way, the other went the other. As Napoli though pinched it on the halfway line, and Politano's threatening to come forward for the home side. Does decide to go back though, as Buongiorno now has it on the halfway line. He's Gutierrez out to Alisson Sanchez. The ball eventually bobbles back towards Alessandro Buongiorno. Here's Milinkovic-Savic. Down the line, he's ambitious towards Højlund. What can he do now, Rasmus Højlund? He's up on one versus Lukumi. Oh wow, my back for defending by Jean Lukumi. Absolutely first class. Certainly got the better of Rasmus Højlund on that occasion. And that won't give the Danish striker any confidence. As the ball goes forward and out to Castro. Out to this near side. Parbecka tries to play one through the lines, but he's lost it, cut it out. McTominay has been knocked to the ground, and here come Bologna on a break of their own. Here's Bernardeschi, the goal scorer, held up well by Buongiorno. Advantage played by the referee as it's determined Buongiorno maybe had a hold there of Bernardeschi. Bernardeschi trying to play one through the lines, but it's well intercepted, picked up by McTominay, who puts it out to Di Lorenzo. Into the feet now of Giovanni. He's threatening to cut inside and create problems here for Bologna. Giovanni tries to pass it across, but it's intercepted well. And here goes Bernardeschi once more. The left foot. He looks like he's in the mood tonight. Federico Bernardeschi. Held up well though by Miguel Gutierrez. Advantage played once again by the referee. Here goes Buongiorno. Sweeps it across to Freuler. Miranda back to Freuler once more. They've just looked so calm, Bologna. in these opening exchanges. A lot of teams come here to Naples. It's an intimidating place to come. We see it not just in Serie A, but also in the Champions League over the years. Even when the big teams come here, it's never easy. It's an intimidating atmosphere. And that's a misplaced pass, though, by Tommaso Pobega. Napoli get a cheap throw in on the halfway line. It's a pity. Politano goes short, though, to Di Lorenzo. Sweeps the cross to Romani. Buongiorno getting a few touches of the ball. Alisson Santos has it on this near side and goes back to Buongiorno. Nice ball in between the lines to Gutierrez. There's Romani. Di Lorenzo. Di Lorenzo now using Politano as a... Well, and Giovanni has been fouled on halfway. Looks like he's in a lot of pain, and Tommaso Pobega is insisting on his innocence. And Giovanni went down, and he went down in a heap. It looks like he's in a lot of pain. I don't know if he's faking it though, just to try and get Pobega into trouble. It didn't look that bad. Well, we have had 20 minutes here in Naples, and that super goal, that rocket of a shot by Federico Miranecci is the difference between the two sides thus far. So it is still Napoli 0, Bologna 1. It could have been more, you know, when Juan Miranda struck the crossbar, the post and bar, and a lovely swivel and shot. And Alisson Santos to get things moving and address that, but he's lost it. Orsolini plays it upfield to Castro, and this is where Bologna can be dangerous on the break. Here goes Bernardeschi. He's got Castro and Orsolini in support. He's used Castro, who's now moves into the penalty area. Well held up by Romani. Oh, and that's ball by Lewis Ferguson. He's lost the ball. But Tomine was able to get back in there and win the ball back. And there's one a free kick deep in the Napoli half. And it takes the pressure off Napoli. Looked a bit harsh, that free kick, for being honest. Look, Tomine has certainly bought that one from the free kick store. As Romani plays it forward to Alisson Santos. Here's Miguel Gutierrez. Back to Buongiorno. Nice bit of interchanging passes between him and Gutierrez. As the ball eventually goes back to Milinkovic-Savic in the Napoli goal. Good ball there from Romani. Back to Milinkovic-Savic. He's gone long, looking for the run of Højlund, but Lukumi's already shown he can get the better of Højlund in the 1v1, but Giovanni picks up the scraps. Here's Politano cutting inside. Oh, he's miscontrolled that. And Pobega was able to get back and scoop the ball away, but it's picked up on the halfway line by Amir Romani. Here goes Buongiorno out to Miguel Gutierrez now for Napoli. Alisson Santos. Will he look to take on João Mario? He's gone inside to Stanislav Lobotka. Exchanges passes with the centre back, gets it back himself, then goes back again. So they're willing to be patient here, Napoli. Experienced manager Conte, he certainly won't be panicking at this stage as Giovanni comes forward now for Napoli. Oh, lovely move. Chance out for the home side. Oh, and the cross was poor. Struck though by McTominay. And it has been deflected out and behind. And Napoli have got themselves a corner kick, which Matteo Politano has gone over to take on the far side. They got into a really good area there, Napoli, but the quality of the ball across just wasn't there. It did ricochet on the edge of the box to Scott McTominay. He put his foot through the ball, but it was an easy block in the end for the Bologna players back there, as crossed by Politano into a dangerous area. Oh my word, it missed the head of a couple of Napoli players. I couldn't quite see who it was. I think it was Romani in there, up from the back. Just couldn't get his head on it. He looked for all the world as if it was a free header on goal for a Napoli player, but they just couldn't quite get the contact with the ball, as they've won a goal kick now, Bologna, after Napoli won the ball back just inside the Bologna half, and then the ball just scooted away out behind for a goal kick to the away side, which Messina will take, and be in no rush about it either, which is also not a surprise given the scenario at the moment. Messina launches the ball long down the field of play. Castro missed out on the header. Lukumi tried to nick it forward, but the ball eventually goes back to João Miranda. Here goes Remo Fruela. Back to Ivan Falskeland. The ball going forward is long and missed its mark, as Stanislav Lobotka has managed to pick up the loose ball. That's a good ball forward though to Rasmus Højlund. Rasmus Højlund is up against the centre back. He's trying to release Giovanni here. It's not a good ball by Højlund. He's forced wide Giovanni. Kept it alive though. It's out to McTominay, who fizzies one into the feet of Højlund, who's lost it on the swivel. And Bologna have got the ball back. Lewis Ferguson getting back, doing his defensive work for Bologna. Good bit of play by him, then uses Juan Miranda to eventually scoop the ball away up towards Santiago Castro. Nice neat and tidy play by Miranda to pitch it back, and Orsolini's now in a 1v1 against Buongiorno. That's good defending by the Napoli man, and it will be a throw into Bologna on this near side. As Antonio Conte looks absolutely fuming on this near side. A little bit frustrated, I think, the Napoli man. There's again João Mario here for Bologna, in no rush at all to take this throw in, as the ball eventually goes back to Lukumi. Lukumi tries to go forward to Orsolini, he's lost it, and Napoli have pinched the ball back. And can they come forward, I wonder? We'll just see. Up to Alisson Sanchez Santos on this near side. Lovely bit of football by him, coming infield. Out on the far side to Giovanni. Crossed into the penalty area, but it's just too close to Massimo Pessina. He was able to grab the ball. Take the pressure off his side. It's nice to launch one long towards Orsolini, but a bit of a clash there. It's a clash of heads. The referee, I think, has just stopped the game. Santiago Castro is one of the players that's gone down. The other one is Alessandro Buongiorno. I don't know if Castro just caught Buongiorno in the midriff with his elbow. No intention, I don't think. And the referee's not given a free kick. He should just stop the game, make sure they were both alright. They do seem to be. They're back on their feet now. And the drop ball has been given to Napoli, as they did have possession of the ball. There's Gutierrez out to Santos, trying to roll the defender, who's unable to do it. Orsolini has picked up the loose ball and given it out to João Mario on this near side. João Mario has gone back to Lukumi. There's Juan Miranda. Back to Lukumi once more. Pessina in goal with the ball at his feet once again. Decides to try and go long, but we were able to win it back. Here's Lobotka. Goes out to the far side where Politano can run at the Bologna defence. And Bologna, well, it's a good cross into the box, you know. And Pessina wasn't sure whether to come or go. And João Mario wasn't sure what to do with it. He's ended up putting it behind for a corner. So an opportunity here for Napoli to maybe create an opportunity. Good bit of play over there by Matteo Politano. Just gave the Bologna defenders something to think about. Santos takes the corner short. Gets it back from Gutierrez. And now wins another corner hit. Alison Santos or Salini getting back. The veteran doing his defensive work. So it looks like this corner is going to go straight in. No short corner this time from a Napoli perspective. Santos just making sure the ball is down and ready to go. As he whips the ball into the box right foot, he's headed towards goal and headed just wide. Agonisingly close by Scott McTominay. Well, the Scottish midfielder got up well, headed the ball towards goal, and it really was just a couple of inches wide. Agonisingly close for Scott McTominay and Napoli. And he has been a revelation since moving to Naples. 9 goals, 3 assists this season from 30 appearances. Not quite the 12 and 4 that he got last season, but he's still been an outstanding transfer as he comes to the end of his second year in Naples. That €30 million transfer fee looking like it was real money well spent. You'd imagine if they sold him this summer, not suggesting they do, but if they were, they'd get a lot more than €30 million for him. Here's Orsolini. Bernardeschi whipping the ball into the box. It's found its way through. He's had a penalty to Bologna. Oh, the referee's not giving it. I tell you what, they might want to have a look at this. I think this could be a penalty to Bologna. It's not been given on the field. Di Lorenzo looks a bit sheepish as he turns away. And we'll have to have another look at this. It's interesting. Ball in for Bernardeschi. It got all the way through to Juan Miranda. And Giovanni Di Lorenzo, the Napoli skipper, he does catch him. He catches Juan Miranda. I mean, he's gone down like he's trying to win an Oscar, Juan Miranda. So it depends what the interpretation is here by VAR in Italy as to whether this will be a penalty. I personally think he's in trouble here, Giovanni Di Lorenzo. And I think he knew it. You only have to look at his face after it happened. He knew he didn't get the ball and he kicks the player's foot. And that's what the replays are suggesting here, or certainly what the replay shows. I think Bologna are going to get a penalty kick here. And they could have a golden opportunity to double their lead in Naples. But that's not confirmed. The VAR check is in progress. We had a big controversial VAR decision in the Premier League yesterday between West Ham United and Arsenal, which looks set to determine the fate of not just one but both teams. And yes, the referee is coming over to the screen. It will be checked. It will be looked at. It will most likely, based on the scenario of VAR, going to be a penalty kick here to Bologna. He kicks his foot. It's not the best act. To be fair, he's gone over to the screen. They're showing him an angle. They're showing him a terrible angle. There's another one where it's quite clear he kicks his foot. And yeah, there you go. They've shown that one, and straight away the referee's turned around. He is no doubt going to do the VAR signal and point to the spot. And the VAR signal has been done. And he now is explaining his decision to the stadium, and a spot kick has been given. So Bologna have got a chance here to double their lead inside 34 minutes. And Giovanni Di Lorenzo doesn't look happy. Conte's fuming. Oh my word. You wouldn't want to be in that dressing room at half time with Conte. As Riccardo Orsolini has got the football in his hand here. And Santiago Castro is interested. Milinkovic-Savic is a big goalkeeper. He's a big guy, but Orsolini's got the experience. It's an interesting matchup Fascinating, this one. As the left foot of Riccardo Orsolini scores just about under the hand of Milinkovic-Savic. He got a hand to it, the Napoli goalkeeper, but he couldn't quite keep it out. And veteran Riccardo Orsolini has doubled Bologna's lead in Naples here against all odds. It's Napoli 0, Bologna 2. It was a lengthy check with VAR, as so often it is, but you couldn't have any complaints about the award of the penalty. It was a spot kick, and Orsolini struck it low, struck it hard, whipped it into the bottom right corner, and Milinkovic-Savic got his hand to it, but he struck it with so much power, Orsolini, and he struck it low. He just couldn't quite get enough on it to keep it out the net. And Bologna, who saw this coming, 2-0 up here, inside 35 minutes. And now Antonio Conte's team have got it all to do. And Vincenzo Italiano will be delighted with this so far, as the ball goes out onto the far side. Politano comes infield to Lobotka. Here's Scott McTominay driving forward for Napoli. Out wide to Giovanni, trying to get it on that left foot. Tries to whip it in the box. It's been dealt with though. Well, it's hit Juan Miranda on the head. And now he's making out that he's got a head injury as a result. So the referees have to stop the game just to make sure that he is all right. Never know. It was hit quite hard. See different angles as well. On our monitors in front of us with ref cam tonight, as the referee has got that strapped to his head. So it's always interesting to see their perspective, as it will be a drop ball here to Bologna, which I'm sure they'll give back to Napoli, and they do. Juan Miranda has given the ball back to Napoli, as Rahmani can start again from the back. Well, we're likely to be in for a pretty good second half, based on what we've seen here in the first half, and you'd imagine there'll be a pretty forceful response from Napoli in the second half. Antonio Conte, I'm sure, is already thinking about what to do in order to help his team get back into this game. I mean, they could be 3-0 down. They hit the post and bar as well, Bologna. They've really been impressive, as the long ball has been well cut out by Pessina and puts it out of play. It will be a throw-in on this near side, taken by Miguel Gutierrez. Goes short to Alisson Santos. Good defending down there by João Mario. And it will be another throw-in to Napoli, which Gutierrez will take. He's thrown it back to Buongiorno. Here's Rahmani. Lobotka tries a first-time ball. Ball eventually does go out onto the far side, as Politano tries to scoop one forward towards McTominay. Oh, McTominay was through there, was he? Is that a foul? It is a foul. It is a free kick, and it's a yellow card for João Mario. And I think the Napoli players, well, are they going to want more? I don't know. I'm not sure it is a goal-scoring opportunity. It did look really as though it was shoulder to shoulder, in all honesty. Scott McTominay went down in what could only be described as dramatic fashion. It will be a free kick to Napoli in a pretty dangerous position. Ref cam just showing the disbelief in the faces of the Bologna players. Referee gives the yellow card. As we mentioned at the start, this referee averages 4.6 yellow cards per game, does Marco Piccinini. And there's one for you, João Mario, number 17, into the book as a free kick in a very dangerous position here. Alisson Santos, Scott McTominay are both interested and are in discussion with each other. It's very central. So you'd think that, well, Scott McTominay has walked away, and Alison Santos is currently stood over it with, I can't see who that is with him, I think it's Politano. As Alison Santos has dummied it, he's laid it off and it struck well, and it was struck in the end by Giovanni. Actually, it was Giovanni over the free kick. He struck it left-footed, low, and I think it was going on target, you know. I'm not sure it would have had the power to go in, but it has gone beyond for a corner, which is taken short. Worked into the penalty area by Giovanni again, but his cross was poor, and it's gone straight into the hands of Massimo Pessina. He was able to catch the football and take the pressure off his team. He's now stayed down, Pessina. I feel there may be a bit of time wasting going on here from a Bologna perspective. As the referee, I think, is just having a word with him. So almost 40 minutes gone here at the Stadio Diego Armando Maradona. And it is Napoli 0, Bologna 2. Those two goals, a super early goal by Federico Benedetti, and then a penalty by Riccardo Orsolini after a foul on Juan Miranda by Giovanni Di Lorenzo. And you can't say they don't deserve it, Bologna. They've been very impressive in this first 45 minutes. Not just how they've been going forward to get the two goals, but in possession they've looked comfortable, they've looked assured. They've certainly not looked out of sorts here in this first half, and it's certainly not a smash and grab. There's a chance down for Napoli. They can get a goal before the break, but Giovanni's been flagged offside, and it will be a free kick to Bologna, as they can now reset. And there again, there's Salini now having a nice few touches over on that far side. And comes short in field. All the way back now to Benedetti. Benedetti goes infield towards Lewis Ferguson, who looks up and places the cross to Lukumi. Lukumi goes back to Pessina. Oh no, bad. Oh no, well, goodness me. So Pessina there, misplaced pass. They're faffing around a bit there, Bologna, when Napoli are putting on a press. He played it straight to McTominay, who was about 35-40 yards out. Pessina well out of his goal, and Scott McTominay was a bit rash there. He took on the shot first time, got it wrong, and it ballooned miles over the bar. If he'd have taken a touch and measured the shot a little bit more carefully, they may have had a goal back. But Napoli, though, haven't, and Bologna coming forward here with Benedetti. He's looking ahead of him and trying to play a ball forward. It was a good ball forward, you know, and it took a nick off the defender's head, and it will be a corner kick to Bologna. So they'll have another opportunity here, the away side, to get the ball into the box and ask questions of this Napoli defence. As Juan Miranda looks set to try and cross it, and he's ballooned that cross all the way to Orsolini, who couldn't control it. Now Gutierrez has got it at his feet. Orsolini didn't foul him, he did well not to do that. Alison Santos, though, has won a throw-in for Napoli, just on the edge of their own penalty box. And Miguel Gutierrez, who was grinning when he slipped over in the opening exchanges at 0-0 after slipping away. There was a decent opportunity to create something. He's not smiling at the moment as his side are 2-0 down. And in all sorts of trouble. He plays one across his goal there, Gutierrez. He took a chance, and Di Lorenzo was able to pick up the pieces on the other side. And he now has looked down the line towards Giovanni. He's given it away. Napoli look like they need half time at the moment, in all honesty. They don't look right, the Neapolitans, and Antonio Conte, I'm sure, will have some pretty stern words to say at the intervals. Lewis Ferguson comes forward for Bologna, given away though by Orsolini. Good play by Gutierrez, but in doing so he actually was a little bit careless with possession and gave it straight back to Bologna as the ball is clipped across to Miranda. Here's Lukumi, put under pressure by Giovanni. Dealt with the pressure well. Here goes Benedetti. Lovely ball out to Orsolini on this near side. Oh, what a touch that is by Riccardo Orsolini. Oh, and he's beaten the full-back Orsolini into the penalty area. Oh, good defending by Alisson Santos. I mean, Orsolini there skipped past Miguel Gutierrez like he wasn't there, and it needed Alisson Santos to get back, doing his defensive work to bail his mate out. Otherwise, Orsolini was in the box on his left foot, decent shooting position, and goodness knows what might have happened there. We may well have been staring down the barrel of Napoli 3, Napoli 0, Bologna 3, but we're not. And Napoli have got the ball at the back with Buongiorno. Here's Scott McTominay. 3 minutes have gone up here at the end of the first half, as Di Lorenzo plays it out onto the far side where Giovanni will play it in field. As Alisson Santos has got it on this near side, skips in field, goes back though to Buongiorno. Here's Gutierrez, back to Alisson Santos. Good ball to Lobotka. Nice bit of passing move by Napoli, and they've actually won a throw-in on that far side, Napoli, which has been taken quickly. Goes into the feet of McTominay. Here's Giovanni once more. Can he create room for a cross? He has put the ball across. Here's Rasmus Højlund, lays it off. It's gone down into the feet, and it has been put in, and it's been squeezed into the net by the captain, Giovanni Di Lorenzo. And on the stroke of half-time, Napoli have got themselves a lifeline here. And it was a bit of a scruffy goal, but they won't care. It's Napoli 1, Bologna 2. And it's, well, we're in for a good second half, that's for sure. There's a good bit of play by Højlund initially. Tried to lay it off to Santos. The ball just deflects, though, off Freuler, and it fell to Di Lorenzo. Awkward position, players in front of him, and he managed to hit the ball out, scoop it over the keeper, hit the post or crossbar, and went into the net. Not the prettiest goal on the eye. It felt a bit weird when it went in, actually. A bit of an underwhelming goal the way it went in, but Napoli a few moments ago looked like they needed half-time, and in the blink of an eye they're within one of Bologna. As Jimenez plays it across to Di Lorenzo, who, after giving away that penalty, will feel a whole lot better about things there after getting his side back into it as we close into the final stages here of injury time. And all eyes will be on the second half. And I'm sure Antonio Conte won't go away from the changes that he was going to make in the second half, because that really was a goal out of nothing. But Alisson Santos plays into Højlund. Good chance now for Napoli to level it. Will they want a penalty for a handball by Lukumi? Oh, goodness me. What drama that would be if they got themselves a penalty. I mean, if it's going to be a corner, well, it's going to be a corner, I get, if it's not given as a handball. It didn't look like a handball, to be fair. Lukumi gets up and wags his finger. I think he's got his right to do it. Yeah, it's no penalty. Last chance of the half, we feel, for Napoli. Alisson Santos will whip it in. It's whipped into the penalty area, but it's got straight into the arms of Pessina. It's a poor corner. And as that happens, the referee has blown his whistle and brought the end of what's been a brilliant first half here in Naples at the Stadio Diego Armando Maradona Stadium, as The early goal got us going. Federico Bernardeschi, what a start that was for Bologna. Orsolini doubled the lead from the spot after a clumsy challenge by Giovanni Di Lorenzo. But it was Di Lorenzo himself, the skipper, showing character to get his side back into it on the stroke of half-time with a scruffy but effective finish. It's all set to play for in the second half. Be sure to be back for the second half in 15 minutes, where I'm sure we're in for a treat. It's half-time, Napoli 1, Bologna. Well, a very warm welcome back, everybody, to the second half of this live audio commentary of this evening's Serie A clash between Napoli and Bologna. I think few would have predicted the way that first half went. It was, well, it took us all by surprise, in all manner of fact, certainly myself by surprise, as Bologna got themselves into a very early lead by Enrico Bernardeschi's super strike inside the penalty area. It was a slight angle, but it went like a bullet into the top corner. Nothing that Milinkovic-Savic could do about it. It was a super strike, a super moment, and the lead was doubled around 20 minutes later as a foul on Juan Miranda by the captain Giovanni Di Lorenzo. Orsolini tucking in the penalty without any problems at all. And then on the stroke of half-time, Giovanni Di Lorenzo coming up with the goods. A scruffy finish, but he won't care, to bring it back to 2-1. So, here we go then. The teams are back out for the second half. And it is Napoli, of course, shooting from left to right. 2-1 down. All to do. What have you got? You're a bit slow coming out here, the Napoli players. I mean, this isn't a good look, is it? You've got a couple of Napoli players who aren't actually out in the field. You've got 10 of them out there, and they're all waiting here for Amir Rahmani, who has now appeared belatedly, but he is out there. So yeah, that's not a good look for him, but we are back underway now, though. As Napoli will be looking to try to get themselves back into this contest as the ball goes back into the far side. Good ball into the feet now of Rasmus Højlund. Oh, it's come back to Giovanni. He's got a bit of space here for Napoli. Plays it across. It's gone to Miguel Gutierrez, but it pops out to Giovanni again. He tries to cross it. Crosses charge down. It's ricocheted off the defender, Lukumi. They want a corner, Napoli. They've got a corner. So it will be a corner kick. And it will be taken on this near side. And whipped into the penalty box left-footed. He's into the front post, and the header's just got over. And I think really there, it should have been all level. It was Giovanni Di Lorenzo was the player who put it over. So he gave away a penalty, Di Lorenzo. And in all honesty there, well, he should have scored. Shouldn't he, really? I mean, that was a great opportunity. A free header at the front post. No one picked him up. And he just headed it over the bar. So it's a let-off for Bologna. A let-off and a reminder to get themselves back on it, because they are capable of doing this. Napoli are bringing themselves back onto level terms in the blink of an eye. As they've won a free kick, there's another yellow card here. It's been brandished, I think, for a Bologna player. Referee's not happy. I think it's Bernardeschi who has been booked. In the middle. There's a late challenge, to be fair. Although I think he made a lot of that, Politano. So it wasn't as bad as it originally seemed at all. But he has got a free kick. And a yellow card for Bernardeschi. So we'll have to accept that one, I'm afraid. As the ball comes out now onto this near side, where Politano has played the ball forward. Rasmus Højlund is there offering support, turns on his left foot. Rasmus Højlund, he lays it off to Alisson Santos, who comes in and shoots and scores. And just like that, Napoli are back on level terms. What a fantastic Napoli goal as well. It didn't take them long at all. And the lead that Bologna had has very quickly been washed away by the sea of Napoli blue. And it is Napoli 2, Bologna 2. And it's now all to play for in this second half. There's a direct ball up towards Højlund, and Højlund he's that sort of centre forward. You know, he puts himself about, he's physical, he's difficult to get hold of, and he was a nightmare to deal with there. He did well to hold it up. He then rolled it beautifully into the path of Alisson Santos, and that's not an easy finish. First time, right foot, just goes across the goalkeeper, opened his body up, and Massimo Pessina couldn't get down to it. And it is Napoli 2, Bologna 2. And now, well, what could they come up with now, the home side? Can they come up with a third goal to turn this game on its head? In all honesty, oh my word, and it was messing around at the back there, was Haaland. And don't do that straight after you've conceded. As Napoli get themselves a throw deep in the Bologna half. All is played out into this near side where Giovanni Di Lorenzo has got it. It's out to Politano, who plays the first time ball over the top, looking for Højlund, who's chasing with it in a foot race with Lakimi. Lakimi's gone down and gets the free kick. Well, as well as Højlund did for that goal a few moments ago, he's been in a couple of one-on-one duels and battles with Jean Lukumi. And every time the Bologna centre half has come out on top so far. So it's something that the Danish forward will want to put right as we go through this second half. There's a free kick here for Bologna, will be taken on the edge of their own penalty area. Lukumi himself will take it. He's gone straight back to Pessina, who's put under immediate pressure by Højlund, and he does get it away. The Bologna keeper. Here's Castro. Well, that's a nice ball from Castro to Orsolini. And here come Bologna again. Orsolini's really made the most of that, but the ball bounces out here to Miranda. Miranda gives it away, and Napoli win a free kick. A little bit of handbags there from a few of the players that would dominate the game going once more, though. Quickly going back to the left centre half. Buongiorno tonight, Giovanni Di Lorenzo. He'll probably be a bit relieved, in all honesty. That chance he missed a minute or so before Alisson Santos' leveller, as he comes forward now himself on that far side, driving into the penalty area. Alisson Santos trying to take on his man. It's a very good bit of defending by João Mario, just to stand him up and stop him from passing. And João Mario now throws it back. Loses it. Good bit of play by Alisson Santos. Coming forward now is Lobotka. Lobotka goes out onto the far side where Gutierrez is, as Scott McTominay exchanges a nice bit of passing and is Højlund offside. He looks miles offside. Nothing given initially, but now it is. Yeah, he looks about half a mile offside there, Rasmus Højlund. That is the protocol now with VAR in place. They do tend to let the game go on a little bit longer and see if anything develops before confirming the decision. And of course, if it was onside, then they can give the goal. They can give it the situation merited. And there's a crossfield ball there. Has not found its mark. And the ball instead comes to Politano. Nice ball down the line, searching for Giovanni. Oh, he's just run it out. Giovanni is unlucky there. The Napoli winger. It will be a throw-in to Bologna, which Juan Miranda will take. As Vincenzo Italiano looks, well, he doesn't look very happy, does he, down there on the touchline? I don't blame him. His side on 45 minutes were 2-0 up, and in many respects they look pretty comfortable. And then before you know it, you can see the scruffy goal on the stroke of half-time. And then a lack of concentration at the start of the second half. And before you know it, that 2-0 lead is long gone. But they are coming forward again now, Bologna. And as Pobega plays it into Lewis Ferguson. Comes across to Broiler. Orsolini. Back to Broiler once more. Nice football from Bologna. They've done this for most of the game though. They've looked really positive. Certainly not been a rabbit in the headlights tonight. And it's certainly their 2-0 lead was certainly not a smash and grab. They were looking very, very comfy. As the ball now coming forward though from a Napoli persuasion. Good run by Giovanni. He gets to it as well. He cuts inside, but it's good bit of defending. Politano keeps it alive though. It's a penalty. Puts it across, and we couldn't quite find Hoyland. It's a good bit of goalkeeping by Massimo Pessina, who's able to get down low and stop the ball from getting to Rasmus Hoyland. But here come Bologna on the counter attack. Bernardeschi, oh, he slipped over. And Matteo Politano has gobbled the ball up and can come forward for Napoli. This is getting open. This is getting good to watch as Scott McTominay is now coming forward for Napoli. Alisson Santos into the penalty box. He's in the groove. Gets on his right foot. Does shoot. Blocked. Maybe just one too much there by Alisson Santos. Good bit of anticipation by Giovanni Di Lorenzo. He's got out to Gutierrez. Whips it into the box. Hoyland's there, but he makes a foul. It's a free kick to Bologna. It's a good game, this one. Let's hope it continues. Let's hope it doesn't peter out. I feel like the next goal could be pretty crucial in this contest in terms of determining the way this game ends up going, because it could well be Napoli get the next goal. You feel as though they could shut the game down if that happens. But if Bologna get it, then well, we're back to where we were at the start of the second half. As Castro has got it now on the halfway line. That's a foul by Buongiorno. Castro taking the free kick quick. Lewis Ferguson carrying the ball forward. It's out to Orsolini on the far side, taking on Gutierrez. Orsolini drifts one in, but it's just a little bit too high for those in the middle. Matteo Politano is able to shield the ball out of play. Lewis Ferguson rather cheekily trying to claim a throw, but he's not going to get that. As Giovanni Di Lorenzo will come over to take this throw in for Napoli. There's 11 minutes has flown by at the start of this second half. Still, it is now all level here in Naples. Napoli 2, Bologna 2. Equalising goal by Alisson Santos within 3 minutes at the start of the second half. Conte animated, but is there any need to say that? He's always animated as the ball is thrown back to Hayland on the halfway line. Here goes Pobega. Bernardeschi started the game well. Bernardeschi disappeared a little bit in the last 20-25 minutes or so of the match, but certainly a big reason as to why Bologna led by 2-0. Cena faffs around with it and ends up clearing it rather hastily, but it's ball by Di Lorenzo. It's a throw into Bologna on this near side, trying to be thrown forward, picked up by Lobotka. He's gone to the feet of Alisson Santos. Stanislav Lobotka goes out to Gutierrez on the far side. Lobotka is deep once more. Lobotka looking at the options. Scott McTominay goes into the feet there of Gutierrez. Nice ball down the line. Oh, McTominay beats the defender to the ball. Free kick Napoli, and that will be a yellow card as well for the Bologna man. I think it's Ivan Farskeland. Yeah, Thailand just went down there. It was one of those moments where he slid in. He's either going to get the ball or he's going to get a yellow card. It was one of those types of situations. There's the free kick here, just being marshalled. Scott McTominay makes his way to the penalty box after winning the free kick. They've gone short with it though, Napoli. Interesting decision, given 4 players are set in the penalty area. Trying a crossfield ball to Matteo Politano. It's good defending over there actually by Juan Miranda, who was able to get there and head the other play. And Napoli will have a throw in though, which Di Lorenzo will assume responsibility of. Got of options ahead in, so he's forced to throw it back to Rahmani. Rahmani now to Buongiorno. Oh no, sloppy bit of play there by Gutierrez, but he gets away with it. And Milinkovic Savic plays it back infield to Gutierrez, who makes a mess of the pass. Oh dear, this is scruffy from Napoli. They're pushed right back here. And that's a risky ball by Lobotka to Buongiorno, but he does well, and Napoli do get a throw in on this near side. Good pressure by Bologna. Napoli trying to be precise, but able just to play the way out of it as Di Lorenzo tosses the ball to Politano, who gives it short to Lobotka. Politano. Played there by Scott McTominay, just evading the pressure that was put on him. Is Alison Santos. Alison Santos goes infield, finds Buongiorno, goes out wide to Gutierrez. There's Lobotka. McTominay. Lovely football this by Napoli. Here goes Alison Santos. What's he going to do this time? Driving up the Bologna defence. He's full of confidence, you could tell. McTominay is, well, he lost it, but Napoli have won the ball back though. Di Lorenzo goes out to Giovanni. Politano on this near side. Goes into that Hoyland, who just couldn't quite get control of it. Can be effective at times, Rasmus Hoyland, but he can look scruffy at times in his general play. It was a shame for Romelu Lukaku that he was obviously out for a long-term injury. Then he had a setback after returning. It's a blessing in many ways for Hoyland. He's given a clear run in the side. I can't imagine he'd be playing every week if Romelu Lukaku was fit. As Alison Santos plays it out wide, it's crossed into the box. Hoyland could have been there, wasn't there, and Bologna survive as the ball is cleared, and Rahmani is able to pick it up on halfway, scoop the ball across to Scott McTominay. Here goes Giovanni, lovely ball out wide to Gutierrez, who looks to cross into the box, tries to cross it, deflected out though. Crossed in again, McTominay's underneath it. It's come out though into Politano, but his touch just let him down. And the ball has gone out of play on this near side in the end. But it was a bit of a frustrating one for Napoli. Yeah, that was close. Hoyland, he was just on his heels a little bit, Rasmus Hoyland. If he would have been a little bit more alive, he would have maybe got to that ball and maybe got that crucial touch to poke it past the goalkeeper. As Lewis Ferguson has got it. As now back to Fuela. Well, Bologna, I think, will just want to take their sting at the game because they have been on the back foot in the last few moments. As the ball goes across and goes into the path of Orsolini and plays it out into this near side. Bernardeschi. Nakumi. And on the far side to Orsolini. That's a nice feed. And has he got the free kick? He has. Well, it took a while to give it. Didn't give it straight away, the referee. Marco Piccinini hesitated. That's what frustrated Miguel Gutierrez over there on that far side. As we've got the first substitute of the night. It will be made by Bologna. And João Mario is the man who has come off. He is on a yellow card, remember, so probably smart move. And Zortia has come on for Bologna. So Zortia is the first change of the night. It'll be interesting to see what Antonio Conte decides to do. You can see Anguissa getting himself warmed up on the bench. He did come on, add some fresh legs in that Napoli midfield. Free kicks taken short onto this near side though to Miranda. If there is Ferguson, back out to Freuler. And Bologna had a chance to put the ball in the box there, and they just decided to pass it around, and that's an interesting move that, because now they've been pushed back to their own half. They had an opportunity of putting the ball in the box, and now they're just knocking it around. As the ball has gone out of play there for a throw in to Napoli on the far sides, which they've taken quickly, and Lobotka has retrieved it. Milinkovic Savic has gone short to Rahmani. Giovanni Di Lorenzo. Trusty County's man, but picked up by Lewis Ferguson. Here's Orsolini. That's a good tackle by Miguel Gutierrez, and who's coming forward now for Napoli. Oh dear. Well, he did well initially, Gutierrez, winning the ball back, but then sometimes I think you've got to give the ball to somebody who can carry it forward. And he didn't do that, he lost it. As Bernardeschi now has got it on the halfway line for Bologna. As they're again looking patient. 20 minutes in the second half. As has now gone. It is Napoli 2, Bologna 2. Napoli coming from 2 goals down to level this one. As the ball goes into the feet of Santiago Castro. Having his shirt pulled, he also pushes out at Bongiorno. He's not happy. Referee just wants to have a little word with Castro. And Bongiorno, a bit of frustration there by the Bologna man. I don't blame him. I mean, he does pull his shirt quite significantly there. Man, he got a free kick for it, Castro, which they have taken quick, and they've actually gone back, which is once again an interesting move. As a long ball comes out onto this near side, it will be a throw into Napoli though. Throwing it across to Di Lorenzo. Here's Rahmani. Sweeps it out to Buongiorno on the far side. Here's Milinkovic Savic. Lobotka. Lobotka carrying it forward. Nice ball out to Buongiorno. Here's Milinkovic Savic. It's a long ball forward towards Højlund in a battle with Lukumi again, which Højlund this time is able to get the ball and hold it up, lay it off to McTominay, who can look to come forward for Napoli, but they themselves have also gone back. They haven't created an awful lot of other chances in this half, Napoli. Obviously started really well. Got that early goal by Alisson Santos in the second half to get themselves back on level terms. But they haven't really created a great deal, and that's a foul there on Lobotka. Lewis Ferguson does not agree at all. He feels as though that wasn't a fair challenge. I'll tell you what, if it would have been a fair challenge, Bologna would have had a golden opportunity to take the lead here. So I think they're pretty fortunate that referee did blow as a long ball towards Giovanni is teasing. Højlund does really well though to get the ball back. Rasmus Højlund then is fouled on the edge of the box, and that's a yellow card for John Lukumi. Now they've been in a battle plenty of times tonight, Lukimi and Højlund, and I'd say Lukimi's won out on most occasions, but on that occasion Rasmus Højlund was certainly the winner. He did well to win the ball. He then rolled Lukumi, and the Bologna centre half just pulled down Højlund, and he had to be careful. It's right on the edge of the box. Right on the edge. So he took, well, I think he just got done, Lukimi. He panicked. Literally a yard. It's even a yard. I don't even think it's a yard. Politano has put the ball down here. The left foot of Matteo Politano. Also there is Alison Santos. It suits the left footer. It's on the right side of the penalty box. Barely a yard outside of it. So it's a good opportunity this for Napoli. You feel if Politano can get it through that wall or past that wall and ask a question of Pessina, something could happen here, but he's laid it off to McTominay. Oh, he's missed the ball. Oh, clearly something they'd worked on there, Napoli, in training. As Politano just rolled it into Scott McTominay, who had a free effort literally on the edge of the box, and he just air kicked it. He missed the ball. And Bologna got away with that one, I have to say. Got a bit fortunate. As Hayland has got a right centre back now for Bologna. Here's Lukumi. Comes out to Freuler. Zordia. Hayland once more. 20 minutes to go in Naples. Are we going to get a winner here? Is there going to be a winning goal in this game? I mean, if it's a Napoli goal, fair play to them. 2-0 down in the first half. Got it back to 2-2. Can they go and complete the job? As for Bologna, given this is a dead rubber for them, they've shown so much character and fight tonight. Put on a real show. As Bernardeschi carries it forward now for Bologna. Plays it down the line, gets it back from Zortiel, and it's been given away. And here come Napoli, maybe on a counter-attack. Here's Alison Santos. He's forced back inside, though. Here's Scott McTominay, deep for Napoli. Gorgeous ball across the Politano. Here goes forward, moving is Giovanni. Good bit of play by him. Hamlet to this near side. Good positive football by Napoli, but they do eventually go back though, which is a bit disappointing as far as they are concerned. Here's Giovanni, lays it off to Scott McTominay, who gets it out wide to Alison Santos. Here's Gutierrez, can he make room for a cross? No, he's gone back to Santos once again, who can show quick feet and trickery to try and get away from the defender. He's back to Rahmani, who hits it, but Rahmani there, I mean, it's not a million miles away, but your centre-back shooting from 30 yards, 25-30 yards, quite a long way wide actually, in the end, seeing the replay. He struck it well, but it's never really going anywhere near the goal. And I think Conte, he may well be a bit frustrated with that, because you know, you don't really want your centre-half shooting from that far out. But we've got substitutions here. Bernardeschi is coming off. He's had a decent game overall, certainly in the opening 35-40 minutes of the contest. And Jonathan Rowe is coming on to replace him. So not a bad sub for Bologna. And Bernardeschi's fuming as he's slapping all sorts of things on the substitute bench as he's going into a temper tantrum on the touchline. Clearly not happy with coming off as Pessina now gets ready to launch this goal kick long down the field. And that's what he does. It's headed forward though by Rahmani. picked up on this near side, but won back by Miranda. Ball eventually goes all the way back to Pessina in the Bologna goal. Here goes Helland. Helland back to Pessina once more. And Pessina goes long, but he's unable to pick anyone out here. And it's a bit of a game of head tennis, actually. I haven't seen this too often in the game, but he has been on the floor now, and Castro's got it. Orsolini, was that a foul on Orsolini? It is. By Rasmus Holland, is it? Who made the foul? No, it was Gutierrez. Similar hair, but not the same player. Orsolini does make quite a lot of it. I'm not sure it was quite that bad, to be honest with you. But Napoli getting ready for another couple of substitutes. As the ball comes out onto this near side. Lukumi now getting a few touches just inside the Bologna half. It's a bit sloppy though by Rowe, giving it away, but Bologna have got the ball back though. It's back with Rowe on the edge of the box. He crosses it elaborately with the outside of his boot. It is come all the way back to Parbega, but his shot was deflected, and then the ball just harmlessly bobbled into the arms of Milenkovic-Savic, who was able to roll it out to Buongiorno. Here's Scott McTominay back to Lobotka. Lobotka now back to Milenkovic-Savic. Launches one long, searching for Højlund. It's a dangerous ball. I tell you what, top goalkeeping that. Massimo Pessina, who anticipated the long ball forward and was able to come out and head the ball forward. And it's a throw in here for Gutierrez, but we will just have a pause as there will be a couple of changes, as Lobotka is one that will make way here. And Lobotka has been replaced by Billy Gilmore. So the Scottish international Giovanni has also come off here for Napoli, and he's been replaced by Elmas. So a couple of changes there from a Napoli perspective. Oh my word, a ball into the box, bounce, and it didn't for a second look like it was going to favour Pessina, who'd come out trying to be positive. The ball almost bounced away from him. It would have caused him all sorts of problems, but he has booted the ball forwards up towards Castro, picked up by McTominay. He's lost out though to Castro once more. Just under a quarter of an hour left here in Naples. Still Napoli 2, Bologna 2. Will we have a winning goal? Lewis Ferguson looks to shoot from 30 yards, and that's silly from Lewis Ferguson. That's nowhere near the goal at all, as he looks pretty annoyed with himself about it, as the goal kick's taken quickly by Milenkovic-Savic up towards Højlund, but he couldn't quite get on the end of it. The ball eventually does go all the way back to Pessina once more in the Bologna goal. He's had a lot of touches tonight. Massimo Pessina, he's been involved, not necessarily through saves, but involvement on the ball in the build-up play for Bologna. Shows just how much they like to move the ball around in possession. Certainly needs to be good with his feet if you're the goalkeeper for Bologna, which he is pretty good with his feet. Bologna do actually pinch the ball back here. Helland has got it at his feet. And two centre-backs on the yellow cards though for Bologna. Maybe that's in the mind as well of Vincenzo Italiano. As I wins Lars Helland, obviously booked that late challenge on Scott McTominay, and Jean Lukumi not too long ago was booked for pulling down Rasmus Højlund. So we just need to be mindful of that. Last thing you need is one of your centre-backs getting sent off. As the ball goes back to Pessina. Comes out into this near side where Miranda has gone infield to Lukumi. Here's Ferguson dropping into different positions to help out his team. Here's one Miranda. Back to Lewis Ferguson. Goes back to Pessina. Messina going in the midfield to Pobega. Lewis Ferguson boots it long towards Castro. Is he pushing it? I'm not sure he was. Here goes Scott McTominay coming forward now for Napoli. Here's Alisson Santos. Alisson Santos driving at the Bologna defence. Puts the cross goal. Elmas was there. It's good defending back there though by Lewis Ferguson. And here come Bologna on a counter-attack of their own. Castro trying to release Rowe. Jonathan Rowe here on this near side. Driving at the Napoli defence, getting on his right foot, shooting, but no, I don't know about that. I mean, it was a decent effort by Rowe. He struck it fairly well. It wasn't miles over the bar like Lewis Ferguson's effort a couple of minutes ago, but it wasn't close. And Castro had made a good run as well. He just feels as though it's a bit greedy, a bit of a waste. As Billy Gilmore's getting a few touches here after making his introduction a few moments ago. There's Gutierrez. Goes back to Billy Gilmore. I'm sure he'll be looking forward to the World Cup this year. Ian McTominay in Scottish colours. Some tough games for Scotland though in the World Cup, including that match-up against Brazil. A bit of a dream match-up. Not sure the kick-off time will please them though in Scotland. I think it's 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. It's a bit unlucky really. The first World Cup they get to in, oh, it's been a long time, hasn't it? And they get Brazil, but it's at 2 AM local time. So they have to manage their sleep before that, but those two will be hoping will be instrumental in that. As Hoyland lays one off to Elmas, and here come Napoli on an attack, looking dangerous. Alisson Santos on the far side. Alisson Santos looking to cut in, lays it off, cross into the box. Hoyland was there, good defending by Mikumi, who's able to head the ball away. Certainly as far as Buongiorno is Alisson Santos. Back to Gutierrez, back to Alisson Santos. Good bit of defending over there by Zotea. He was able to get a foot in and just thwart the Napoli attack. As the ball comes out to this near side, Giovanni Di Lorenzo into the feet of Hoyland is offside. Yeah, it's not great from Hoyland, that. It's not very good. He needs to do better than that. That was unnecessary. That was poor. It looks like Bologna are going to make a couple of changes. 3. So bear with me here, as Pobega is one that's coming off. Moro is coming on. Lewis Ferguson is another change. He is making way, and Soam is making an entrance for him. And then also Helland is coming off, and Hegem is coming on. So I think maybe the fact that the centre half is on the yellow card meant that the Vincenzo Italiano thought, you know what, let's just make sure we don't get 10 men here, or take a step to mitigate that sort of scenario. Bring on Hegem, who can fill in. Here's Moro with an early touch since making his entrance. Here's Lukumi to Miranda. Jonathan Rowe on this near side for Bologna. Back to Freuler. Freuler goes back to Lukumi. There's Orsolini dropping short. The ball in field though to Soam. Freuler. And Jonathan Rowe running at the Napoli defence on this near side. Jonathan Rowe teasing to cross, not doing it. Teasing once again, not doing it. And goes short to Miranda. He also teases across and doesn't do it. Jonathan Rowe thinking about what to do and then passing back. There's Miranda. Here's Hegem, put under pressure by Alison Santos. Good play by him. Here goes Miranda. Oh, that's a shot ball by Politano. That'll be a yellow card, surely, and it is. You can't pull shirts there. Matteo Politano felt really unnecessary. I don't know why he did that. You've got Billy Gilmore and Scott McTominay in front of him. It just feels like, why do you do it? But there you go, he's done it. He's got a yellow card, and Jonathan Rowe has made a mess of the cross. And Napoli have got a goal kick. And Politano and Dramani are currently shouting at each other over something a few moments ago. And obviously neither of them particularly seem to agree with each other. As Spinazzola is coming in for Politano. He's seemed to have lost his head in the last minutes, Politano, so that's not. It seemed quite a sensible move by Conte to take him off. So 3 subs then for Napoli and Conte. So they've still got 2 left to play. Bologna have made all 5, so they're out of changes. Milinkovic Savic has put it at his feet. As the ball comes forward once again in towards Højlund. He's up against Lukumi. Has he won a free kick? He has, Rasmus Højlund. He's got to be careful, Lukumi. He's on a yellow card, remember. He doesn't want to get into a too physical battle with Rasmus Højlund in case it ends up bobbling over. The last thing they need is to lose it. As the ball goes all the way back to Piscina, who now launches the ball long down the pitch, flipped on by Castro, but it has been headed out easily. It's come back though to Castro, shoots, and well, in all honesty, I think that's a striker who's a bit frustrated tonight in Santiago Castro. He's put himself about and he just hasn't quite had the rub of the green. And here goes Elmas on this near side, taking on the defender. Elmas laying it off. Good cross in though by Spinazzola. Chance for Napoli, headed wide by McTominay. And that's a little bit unfortunate as far as Napoli are concerned. They worked it nicely there in towards the penalty area. They just couldn't have the quality at the end of it to really make it count. And Bologna need the change, but it looks as though there's going to be a sub hit for Napoli. And Gutierrez is coming off, Miguel Gutierrez at left back. And on comes Mazzocchi. So Mazzocchi will just offer a bit of fresh legs down that left-hand side, support Alison Santos, who you think they'd want to try and get into the game as much as possible because he's been pretty effective so far. As the ball eventually goes all the way back to Milinkovic Savic, and drifted down into the far side as they've lost the ball actually, Napoli, and it will be a throw in to Bologna. So a good opportunity for them here to maybe create an attack. As the throw-in is taken short, and well, believe it or not, Zortea has pulled out a foul throw here, and Napoli instead get the throw-in. And Buongiorno has launched the ball, crossfield ball, towards the run of Mazzocchi, but Miranda dealt with it really well, and Pessina, he's got it on his feet and just throws it out here to Ukumi. He's able to run the ball out himself here. The ball goes all the way back to Pessina once more. I said earlier, it feels like he was been playing as an outfield player at times. Massimo Pessina. He launches one towards Castro, just over his head. Napoli are unable to win the second ball. It's well run back in there by Moro. Here's Miranda. Tries to find Rowe, but the pass was very much a wayward one. And Buongiorno will put it back for Napoli. As Mazzocchi offers an option. Here goes Hoyland and Ukumi, and he's offside, Rasmus Hoyland. So it didn't matter. See, those sorts of moments, Rasmus Hoyland, you cannot be offside. You know, you've got to give yourself a chance at least in the duels. And if you're offside as the ball's coming towards you, then it really is just a total waste. As the ball goes back though to Mutia, given away back though by Lukumi, and here goes Mazzocchi coming forward for Napoli, but he's given it away. Now it's the turn of Bologna to try and snatch a winner. Miranda crosses it, it's headed out the front post well, and it will be a throw in to Bologna on this near side, which is thrown back by Miranda. 4 minutes of added time will be played at the end of this one. Still Napoli 2, Bologna 2. Is either team going to find a late winner in Naples? Jonathan Rowe, lovely turn. Chance here for Bologna. Rowe plays it to Castro. Can he make room for a shot? He's laid it off to Miranda, puts it across goal. Milinkovic-Savic saved it. It's Jonathan Rowe! He's done it! It's a goal for Bologna! Would you believe it? And it's a late winner from the substitute, Jonathan Rowe. What a sensational finish! And Bologna look like they've come to Naples and stolen all 3 points. Naples 2, Bologna 3. Wow. Well, although Napoli are at home, although they do maybe look a little bit more likely in this second half, they've not looked that convincing, and Bologna have always been there. They've always been there for a moment like this. Castro did well, laid the ball off. It was hit in the end at a horrible angle by Miranda, pushed out by Milinkovic-Savic, and Jonathan Rowe, almost like a bicycle kick type finish. Outstanding finish by the Bologna forward. Milinkovic-Savic couldn't react. He bicycle kicks it into the ground. He can't save it. And, wow, Bologna look like they've stolen all 3 points here in Naples. It's not been a great season for Bologna, but if they can see this out, it will be a highlight and one that they will look back on with a lot of good memories, as Milinkovic-Savic has now got it. Launches one long down the field of play. This will be the second time Bologna have beaten Napoli this season, both in the league actually. It'll be the league double over Neapolitans, as now running forward is Spinazzola and preventing the corner over there with Zortea. And it will be taken on over on that far side by Buongiorno. And throw goes short. And there's an opportunity to get the ball into the box here. It's crossed into the penalty area. It's kind of palmed away by Pessina. Rather weak goalkeeping, in all honesty, and Mazzocchi is able to keep it alive, try and get the cross in, but Jonathan Rowe has charged it down. It will be a corner kick on this near side for Napoli. Can they bite back late? What a game, what a finale it would be if they were able to do that, as Mazzocchi looks like he's going to whip this corner in himself. Whips it into the danger zone, and the header by Rahmani was just straight down the throat of Massimo Pessina, and it keeps the score at 3-2 Bologna. What an extraordinary finale as the ball goes forward. It's cut out though in the Napoli half, and Mazzocchi has stolen the ball back, drives it forward, losing out as Bologna look to come forward. That's a foul by Elmas, and a free kick to Bologna, which will buy all sorts of time here for the away side. It's a disappointing defeat if it does turn out to be for Napoli. A missed opportunity to really cement their place in the Champions League. They're still in a good position, but there's still work to be done. Still work to be done. And I think Conte will be really angry that they've not been able to really confirm it tonight. They don't lose many games at home here. They're proud of their home record. As Pessina kicks it towards the corner. Castro looks to control it, but instead it goes out for a goal kick to Napoli. The goal kick is taken short to Buongiorno. Buongiorno goes out onto the far side where Mazzocchi is able to bring Di Lorenzo into the play. Back to Mazzocchi's had a few touches in the last minutes of substitute. Billy Gilmore goes across to Buongiorno. Here's Alisson Santos. Alisson Santos is had a foul by Orsolini. No, says the referee. As Castro is back trying to do his defensive work and concedes a throw in for Bologna. So Napoli have a quick throw in, taking it short for Buongiorno. Here's Billy Gilmore. Referee still not blowing his whistle. We've had 5 minutes now. We had 4 added on, and I'm guessing it's the goal. It's into the belly box. It's headed out. Can Bologna clear? They can clear again. It's picked up though on halfway by Di Lorenzo, who heads it forward, and it's all got a little bit quiet in the middle, and the referee has now brought the end of this game. What a game this has been in Naples. Absolutely fantastic. We've had it all in this game tonight. Comebacks, drama, a late winner, and it was Jonathan Rowe, the substitute, who came up with a lovely overhead kick to snatch all 3 points for Bologna. It's not been a great season for Vincenzo Italiano's side, but this is a memorable one that they will always remember. During the double over Napoli, and Antonio Conte's side, as Conte will be disappointed. There's still work to be done for Napoli, with still 2 games left in the season. I hope you've enjoyed this live audio commentary. It's been a fantastic game, a good game, a cracker from Naples. Vesuvius was about to explode, but it is all finished here. It's finished. Napoli 2, Bologna 3.